building.
I'm trying to get it.
It's originally a white building with a green roof built for the filming of You, Me, and Dupree.
Oh, okay.
Now repainted this lovely green for Soul Surfer, where Bethany Hamilton gets her arm bit off by the shark. That's where they do the Bible study with Carrie Underwood. Guys, if you see that dock right there, sorry, we're in wasp mating season. It's my least favorite season, guys. I got the sprays. They're gonna try and spray between when we come back. This dock right here built for the filming of the TV show Lost. Lost did a ton of filming out here. Over 50 of the 200 episodes filmed out here at Kualoa Ranch. Some of the main ones on the pond here, we have the fishing village, the scene where John Locke gets shot, but most notably that dock right there was built for the submarine scene. Now guys, the submarine scene is actually quite funny because out here, if you look at our beautiful 128-acre pond, something you might not notice, it's only about 3 feet deep.
Oh, I see.
Most submarines, not 3 feet deep. So what did they do? They spent $70,000 building half a submarine that they could stand up or float up on the top of the water and CGI the bottom onto. Now I actually still have the top half. It's up on our movie site tour. I like to say that we got it for half off. Guys, on this long green area, if you've seen the original Karate Kid movies.
Yes.
In the second movie, this is where the Okinawan village was.
Oh.
This is also where they built the village for Bruce Willis's Tears of the Sun. The movie takes place in Africa. They actually had to cover most of this grass with red dirt before building the church and all the other buildings. Coming up next, if you see that circle of palm trees, those are all planted for 50 first dates. Right in the very center is where they built the Hukilau Cafe. So all the scenes in and around the restaurant were filmed right here. That includes the scene where Adam Sandler comes across on the rowboat. One of my favorite scenes. If you remember when Drew Barrymore built that little Waffle House? If you look through the window, this is the view you get of the mangroves. Again, everything in and around filmed right there. Also filmed on this lawn, we have Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, the scene where the horse runs for the wedding. That green pavilion used to hang up the shark and Soul Surfer. Bridge walkway in the front building here, built for Murder Mystery 2 with Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston. Now during the filming for that, they actually extended out the dock and landed a real helicopter on the dock. They also had thousands of lanterns in the trees, busboys, bellboys, tents. They filmed for about a month, day and night, and then took everything down about a week after filming. Crazy to see. Last movie I'll point out to you before we move on, this top peak over here is Pu'o Hule Hule, meaning two waves crashing. If you guys have seen Jurassic World, in the second movie, that is the volcano that explodes. Moving on, guys, those are the coolest part of the pond, the history. This is an 800-year-old Hawaiian fish pond. About 900 years ago, our ocean went all the way to there. That's our original shoreline. The Hawaiians built a rock wall on this side on a shallow reef, creating the pond. Now, you don't just build a rock wall anywhere, right? They had a couple of really important things they wanted. One of the first things they wanted was shallow water. Again, today the pond is about 3 feet deep. Part of that is because of sediment buildup. Traditionally, it's about 5 to 15. That shallow water allows for the sun to penetrate all the way to the bottom and grow algae. Other thing that they wanted was brackish water. So, if you guys look at the mountains again, you see all those carve marks? Those are carved by fresh water waterfalls. That water drains down into this pond. Put up behind me, you'll notice that there are 3 gates. These are the Makaha gates. Through them, we get salt water mixes for a brackish water. Oh, sorry guys. This pond's brackish water is really important for 2 reasons. Number 1, grows a ton of algae. Number 2, it attracts baby fishes. So how the pond works, come up here on my side. At low tide, so our algae-filled brackish water goes out through these gates into the Kane Ohe Bay, and it works like a fishing lure to attract baby fishes. Now you see these slots, only fish under ½ an inch in size can actually fit through these slots into the pond. Once they get in here, they eat all day, every day, they get super big. High tide, salt water comes back into this pond, helping to make it even more brackish. And while the baby fish don't care about that, the mature fish smell it, realize they need to go out to spawn. By the time they get to these gates though, they are too big to fit through. So it's kind of like a self-stocking refrigerator. Lures the fishes in, fattens them up, they cannot leave. And that gives us 2 cool things. Number 1, it means that we don't have to search the whole pond for the fish. We can just wait by the gates at high tide and scoop it out. As long as the Hawaiians didn't overfish, they would always have the fish they needed, even if the weather was bad and their canoes could not go out. The other thing it does is it's super effective. So we pull from this pond a 5'11" barracuda, about 8 inches taller than me.
Wow.
We also pulled out an 80-pound ulua, or giant trevally. Again, bigger than me. In fact, it was so big, pulled this boat for about 30 minutes before it could be pulled on board. By the way, guys, looking on your right-hand side, if you see that rock wall, that is the original 800-year-old Hawaiian rock wall. As built as the limestone, a zigzag line from the mountain over there and past those rocks down shoulder to shoulder. Now, if you look closely, you'll notice two things. There are two walls. Oh, guys, we got a school of fish coming up on our front side here. If you guys want to stand up and take a look, they're going to hopefully come right down the side of the boat. These guys here are Polanis. Beautiful, guys. Anyone on that side who wants to move and get a little bit of a better view?
Wow.
Polanis are a type of surgeonfish. Get that name because they've got a barb under their fin. If you were to grab them, it'd slice your hand open like a surgeon's knife. Beautiful right here, though. It's not every day we get a school like this come up right by us.
That's right. We special.
Yes. Got some good luck.
They riding with us.
Yeah, they're just coasting.
Hey, that one was really fast.
That's right.
It's fast.
Beautiful. Where they are making their way, they're making their way kind of here to these mangroves. Because they'll use these as protection from the bigger fish, again, like that barracuda and the ulua. So they like to hang out right by them.
Okay.
Super cool, though.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Guys, going back though to our super cool wall. Something you might have noticed while we were looking at the fish is there are actually two of them. So the Hawaiians built the first one to create the pond, the second one a little taller on a slant to protect that inner rock wall. About 5 foot width between the two. Each one's 4,000 feet long. About 8,000 feet in total of still standing 800-year-old Hawaiian rock wall. Makes this pond 128 acres, one of the biggest in Hawaii. Last cool thing I want to tell you about is actually this plant right here. So like I said, a lot of those fish, they like to hide in the mangroves. We got a love-hate relationship with the mangroves. We love that they're good hiding spots. They were also brought originally to fight erosion. They're really good at that. Since they've been here, we have gained 5 acres of beach. That's our secret island we're about to walk across. Now the reason we don't love them, they are invasive. They are aggressive. And while they don't want to grow on land, they love to grow into our pond, which means we constantly have to cut them back, pull them out to keep them from taking over. Guys, in the 1800s, we had about 400 Hawaiian fish ponds. Today there are 27. A lot of them lost to mangroves. So we're very lucky to have this pond, to have it in the shape we do. Guys, I know you're really excited for our next step. I will ask everyone to please stay seated until we're fully roped up, just for your safety. Once we're roped up, I'll have you follow me. Now, I'll warn you, this dock is a floating dock. It is less stable than that first one. So if you tend to be a little more clumsy, more stable towards the center, okay, guys?
Stay in the center.
Alright guys, with that, it is safe. Go ahead and hop up and follow me. Please watch your step, my friends. By the way, guys, as we make our way down this dock, if you look off the left and the right side, you see those little yellow, almost look like starfish, little yellow clumps. Those are jellyfish. They're called upside down jellyfish. They get their name from the fact that they like to lay with their head on the ground and their tentacles up in the air. Guys, I'm going to stop here for a little bit of a show and tell.
I do that.
Guys, as you make your way up, just want to show you kind of like one last thing, all right? Before we move on. So, you guys have seen these floating around on the beaches? These are mangrove seeds. Every one of these is its own viable plant. You can see there are thousands of them right here. They'll grow into this thing right here. One way you can tell, if you snap them, they're fuzzy. If anyone's curious about that. But, like I said, mangroves, they don't want to grow on land, right? So you'll notice it's real smooth here and they get real oaky. That's because this is a different plant. This beautiful plant all around us right here is how, or beach hibiscus. It is a native species of the islands. It is a hibiscus plant. Gets what we call a 24-hour flower because it blooms yellow, turns red, falls to the ground all in 24 hours. Now it is out of season, however we do get blooms out of season, so you might see some along the path. We've seen some today. If you see one, you're welcome to pick it up and take it with you. Something else I'll point out, looking to your left, you can see how intricately it grows.
Right.
One of the traditional uses is as a fence, good at blocking wind, good at blocking people. They also use it for fire knife dancing, the bark to make rope, medicinally floating fish traps. Here on this side, I do have a picture of what one of those flowers would look like before it changes colors, as well as a piece of rope that we have made from the bark here. It's been sitting out here for about 3 months. You can feel it. It's nice and strong. You guys are welcome just to enjoy this view as we make our way down. Again, watch your head and feet.
Okay.
Welcome to stop and take pictures and stuff as well. So we make our way to the boat.